Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another sports stuff video. Today, we are talking about the NFL draft. 1 week later, me giving my grades. Now I have some time to sit on it. A lot of rookie mini camps have actually started, or they start next Monday. So I just kind of want to go over, it's not going to be really super duper in-depth. It's just going to kind of be like, let's get, 2 or 3 minutes per team. Quick fire. How do I feel like they did? How do I think they did each day? And who my favorite pick and worst pick of each team is. So if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into this video. So, starting off, we're going in alphabetical order. The Arizona Cardinals, overall, I think the Arizona Cardinals had a good draft. In round 1, pick 16, grabbing Walter Nolan. That's a day 1 starter for them. They really built this defensive line up. And they go even deeper in their defensive line later in this draft. But Walter Nolan at round 1, pick 16. Will Johnson falls them in round 2, pick 47. Jordan Burch from Oregon, round 3, number 78. Cody Simon, a solid linebacker from Ohio State, round 4, pick 115. Denzel Burke, corner from Ohio State, round 5, pick 174. Hayden Connor, round 6, number 211 from Texas. And Keaton Crawford, safety from Nevada, round 7, pick 225. I thought it was a really good draft. Obviously their defense has been the issue the last couple of years. Overall, their offense, I feel comfortable enough that they didn't need to draft anyone on the offensive side of the ball. So they go at D-tackle, Walter Nolan, really good pick in my opinion. Really good run stopper. Will Johnson, probably if healthy, is one of the best corners in this class. I had him at number 2 and number. I think I had Jahdae Barron over Will Johnson. So Will Johnson was my number 3 corner when healthy. You get him at number 47 at like the 8th or 9th corner taken off the board. That's great value. I think it'd be a great fit for this zone defense. Jordan Burch, a really good run defender off the edge from Oregon. Cody Simon, a good run stopper at linebacker. Denzel Burke and Keaton Crawford. Keaton is a strong safety, free safety hybrid. He can play either position. Denzel Burke is in my opinion, starting level corner. The only thing I have for the Arizona Cardinals is I'll even go to their depth chart real quick. Cardinals depth chart. The Arizona Cardinals have a very deep cornerback room. I love their draft, the last 5 drafts almost when it comes to their corners. Garrett Williams, Sterling Thomas, Max Melton, Elijah Jones, Denzel Burke, Sean Murphy-Bunting in a trade, Will Johnson, Jalen Jones, Kei'Trel Clark. In my opinion, of drafting secondary guys. Now, in my opinion, they have so many guys that are young and high potential. Who's going to start for them? But round 1, I give him probably on A. Walter Nolan, got him at number 16. Maybe a little too early. Maybe I would go down to like a B+. Day 2, they killed it. Grabbing Will Johnson, number 47. That's an amazing value pick. And Jordan Burch was a little bit of a reach. There are other edges that were on the board that I liked more. But I thought Jordan Burch for their defense fit well. Denzel Burke at 174. Cody Simon at 115. Those are good picks. My worst pick probably on the board was Hayden Connor. I did not have him ranked in my top 102. And you guys watch my rebuild plans. I did not draft him once in my rebuild plans. Too much of a project pick for me. And Keaton Crawford, I had many times in my drafts. He is a true hybrid safety. He can play box linebacker, Sean safety, free safety. Just all over the board. So overall, I'm gonna give the Arizona Cardinals an A grade. I really like their picks. Good value, good high potential, and seriously, Will Johnson, number 47. He was my number 3 corner, top 15 rated. Get him at 47. That's an A+ home run pick. Good for them. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons. You guys, they were my draft losers of the first round. You guys may know that if you guys watch my channel. We had draft picks at 115, number 15. You grab Jalen Walker from Georgia. At number 1, round 1, pick 26. You grab edge James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee. You grab safety Xavier Watts from Notre Dame at round 3, pick 97. Safety Billy Bowman Jr. from Oklahoma, round 4, number 118. And you grab Jack Nelson, the tackle from Wisconsin, in number 218. Again, obviously they double dipped at the 2 positions they definitely needed. They've been going off of veteran safeties the last couple of years. Xavier Watts is a true number 1 safety for you. I think he plays more at strong. I don't remember. I think he plays more strong safety than free safety. So you can still have Jesse Bates out there who you paid large money to. He can still be that free safety for you. Xavier Watts be that strong safety. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Billy Bowman also played majority strong safety, but had some free safety snaps in the last couple of years. So he's kind of a hybrid guy. But the safety room was getting very old, very expensive. They reinvested that money in late round draft picks of guys that I think can truly play for you. You guys know it, James Pierce. I was not very high on James Pierce I was not very high on Jalen Walker in the NFL draft. I had him as a late first rounder at his ceiling, but more than likely, I think it was my number 55 prospect, a day 2 guy for me. You got a number 15. I said during the draft, that I was very low on Jalen Walker compared to the NFL, and I knew that someone was going to take him in the first, and that I would be wrong. That's okay. I don't see Jalen Walker. He kind of replaced Nolan Smith in that Georgia defense as that blitzing linebacker off the edge. I didn't really see him as good as Nolan Smith. Not trying to be mean, I'm really not. It's just, it just wasn't my guy. But James Pierce Jr., he slid down the board. And you got him at number 26. That's a great value. So the Falcons, I'll give it B. I'll give it B. You double dip at edge and safety. Those are two positions that you need to get younger and better at. Edge, obviously, you need, they were the last 2 years in sack production. So Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. should help solve that. And then their safety room got very old and very expensive very quickly. So Xavier Watson, Billy Bowman Jr., I am very excited to see that duo in Atlanta for the next few years. Then the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, let's go through it. Round 1, pick number 27, they grabbed Malachi Starks, safety from Georgia. At round 2, number 59, you grab Mike Green, the edge from Marshall. Ugh. At round 3, number 9, I don't know where I left off. Oh, it was Emory Jones, yes, from LSU. And round 4, pick number 129, they grabbed Teddy Buchanan, the linebacker from California. At round 5, pick 141, you grab Carson Vincent, the tackle from Alabama A&M. At round 6, number 178, you grab a Hall Cone from Western Michigan, the corner. Round 6, number 186, grab Tyler Loop, the kicker from Arizona. Round 6, number 203, grab wide receiver LaJohntay Webster from Colorado. Round 6, number 210, they grab Aeneas Peebles, a D tackle from Virginia Tech. Round 6, number 212, Robert Longerbeam from a corner from Rutgers. And round 7, number 243, Garrett Dellinger, a guard from LSU. Very large class, very deep. Honestly, I like this draft class. I mean, the first 4 or 5 picks are amazing, and they have a few really good late round picks. Malachi Starks falling to them at number 27. That's lethal. Him and Kyle Hamilton is dangerous. That is that is dangerous. You now have a true free safety to pair with Kyle Hamilton in the box, where he plays that rover role in that defense. Malachi Starks is honestly one of the best free safeties I've scouted of the last 5 years. That dude's a true ball hawk, run-stopping free safety, great long speed, great side-of-the-sideline speed as well. That dude's going to be a problem in the defense. Mike Green, obviously the off-the-field issues made me not want to draft him. I forgot when I was doing my big board and during the draft, all the off-the-field issues. And then I was like, why is Mike Green falling? And then I'm like, oh, okay. That's why it's falling. So the fact that the Baltimore Ravens took him, they get a first round when it comes to talent prospect guy in the second. But we'll see if he even ever plays a snap down in the NFL. I truly don't know. I don't know if he'll ever play. If this stuff is actually real, that dude's gonna go to prison. Straight up. So if it's not real, they got to steal. But if it is real, that dude's gonna be in prison. Round 3, number 91, tackle Emory Jones from LSU. That is a great value pick. I thought Emory Jones probably was the second round pick in my board. I really don't remember. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But Emory Jones, really good pick. They have Ronnie Stanley. They have Roger Rosengarten. Emory Jones is their developmental left tackle that they might kick in the guard for all we know with Emory Jones. I think he's definitely a starting level caliber guy. But Emory Jones at 91 is a great value pick. Teddy Buchanan is one of the best. I believe he was a good run stopper. He was on my big board. Teddy Buchanan, really, really good guy. Really sees the field well, linebacker. And I think that's something they've been missing since Patrick Queen left. I don't think Teddy Buchanan is more of a Patrick Queen replacement. I see more as a Roquan Smith long-term replacement if he hits. But still a really good value pick at 129. Carson Vincent, backup tackle, really good run blocker. That's fine. At 141, you grab guys that are situational, 6th lineman, 7th lineman off the bench, or can come in case of injury. But Hall Cone, I didn't really do much scouting on. Tyler Loop, I believe, was one of the best kickers in college football last year. So, if Justin Tucker is gone, Tyler Loop is a really good replacement. LaJohntay Webster, I'm very excited about. Him and Jimmy Horn Jr., I thought were 2 wide receivers that were not getting talked about enough in the NFL draft. So the fact that one of them went to Baltimore, frick, that sucks. D tackle Aeneas Peebles, again, really good, I believe, pass rushing D tackle. Again, it's been a week since I looked at these recruits, and even longer than that since I last looked at these guys in the round 6, round 7 area. But Aeneas Peebles is the guy that I drafted very consistently when I was doing my offseason rebuilds. He's this guy I think that situationally just fits on every single team. And then Robert Longerbeam and Garrett Dellinger, I did not scout, so I don't have anything to say about them. But yeah, Baltimore Ravens, that's definitely an A grade. Malachi Starks at number 27 is a steal. Emory Jones at 91 is a steal. Teddy Buchanan at 129 is a steal. LaJohntay Webster at 203 is a good, shot in the dark. Same with Aeneas Peebles. And Mike Green, if he does play football for his entire career and all this stuff goes away, good pick. but I just think it's a little risky to take, given the situation. Then with the Buffalo Bills, the Bills, round 1, pick 30, grab Maxwell Harrison. Round 2, number 41, grab TJ Sanders, the tackle from South Carolina. Round 3, number 72, Landon Jackson, edge from Arkansas. Round 4, pick 109, D tackle Deion Walker from Kentucky. Round 5, pick 170, Jordan Hancock, the corner safety from Ohio State. Round 5, pick 173, Jackson Hawes, tight end from Georgia Tech. Round 6, number 177, cornerback Dorian Strong of Virginia Tech. Round 6, number 206, offensive tackle Chase Lunt, Connecticut. And round 7, pick 240, wide receiver Caden Prather from Maryland. So, number 30, Maxwell Harrison. You know, he's just a really good, he has a really good speed. You know, he wasn't one of my guys I thought could go in the first round. I'm actually a little shocked he went in the first. You know, there are other guys like Siobhan Revel that were available that didn't go in the first. There's plenty of other guys. Like, well, again, Will Johnson didn't go in the first. And I really thought that, you know, Max Harrison was definitely going to be a second round pick. But I did not see him as a first round pick. TJ Sanders, again, you guys know I loved the South Carolina and the Ole Miss defenses this year. I thought they were absolutely fantastic depth there. So the fact that the Bills got one of my guys in TJ Sanders, that's a really good pick. Landon Jackson, I believe, led college football in sacks, or he was tied for the lead in sacks. I know he had 14. So the fact you got him at number 72, when edge definitely is going to be a position that very quickly here, they're going to have to reinvest young, cheap talent into. So you grab Landon Jackson, you start development a little bit early. Deion Walker, undersized, but again, I think he can play a role in an NFL team. Jordan Hancock can be used all over the secondary. That's a good depth pick. I think he can replace Rasul Douglas pretty quickly. Jackson Hawes, run blocking tight end from Georgia Tech. Dorian Strong, solid corner from Virginia Tech. Was definitely better in a zone defense, and I feel like the Buffalo Bills more run man defense. But again, Dorian Strong, maybe, you know, situationally can be a guy. Chase Lunt, you know, a developmental tackle. I think he's like 6'7", so he's very large. But yeah, definitely worth a draft pick. And Caden Prather, a slot wide receiver from Maryland. It's definitely worth taking a shot on. I'm gonna give him a B. I think it's a good draft. I think it's, you know, it's not, you know, the best pick in my opinion is the Landon Jackson pick at number 72. I had him as a top 32 prospect. You get him at 72, so no matter what, you got like plus 30, plus 40 value on him. That is a great pick. But then moving on to the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers at round 1, pick 8, got Ted McMillan, Arizona wide receiver. At round 2, number 51, grab edge Nick Scarleton from Texas A&M. At round 3, number 77, grab edge Princely Umanmielen from Mississippi. Round 4, number 114, grab Trevor Etienne, the running back from Georgia. Round 4, pick number 122, the safety Lathan Ransom from Ohio State. Round 5, number 140, D-tackle Cam Jackson from Florida. Round 5, pick number 163, tight end Mitchell Evans from Notre Dame. And round 6, number 208, wide receiver Jimmy Horn from Colorado. So, this draft, in my opinion, is very good and very deep. Ted McMillan, you know, again, I had him as a late first round grade. But again, just like with Jalen Walker, I know my opinion of Ted McMillan is lower than the NFL's. So the fact they went number 8, not shocked. I just don't think that, you know, again, there are many teams that I don't think can develop wide receiver, and Carolina is one of those guys right now. Maybe with the new head coach is different, but we'll have to see. Number 51, got me Nick Scarleton. I had him as a fringe first rounder. I think he was like early second, late, like I think highest was 30 overall. I ranked him, but I think he was more of a 35 to 38 range, if I remember correctly. But Princely Umanmielen was a first round grade for me. I think that's an absolute steal at number 77. I was screaming Princely Umanmielen and Landon Jackson the entire second round, because those guys deserve to be first round picks based off their talent and based off their production, what you can build on top of that. The fact that they were both third round picks, great value for all the teams that took them. Trevor Etienne, running back from Georgia, really good third down back, good receiving running back, good deep speed. I think that it definitely is a role for him in Carolina. Lathan Ransom, good run stopping safety at 122. I think he will play year 1. Cam Jackson, good run defending D tackle. I think he'll definitely get goal line stop plays. Mitchell Evans, solid veteran, solid depth tight end. Doesn't really do anything special. It's a solid tight end all around. And then Jimmy Horn at 208. I think Jimmy Horn can be special in the league, man. I think Jimmy Horn is a really good wide receiver. I don't think many guys in the late, in the 6th, 7th round are going to get actual snaps in the NFL. I think Jimmy Horn can actually get snaps. And that's something, right? That means something, man. But this draft reminds me a lot of what I would do in the offseason rebuild. Like, there's a lot of the guys that I continue to draft when I was doing my offseason rebuild plans. So I'm going to give it a pretty good B+. I think B+ for the Carolina Panthers is solid. good depth, good guys that can start immediately, and guys that give you production immediately. Don't even have to start. It's really good role players right off the bat. Moving on to the Chicago Bears. Round 1, pick 10, you grab Colston Loveland, tight end from Michigan. Round 2, pick 39, Luther Burden, the wide receiver from Missouri. Round 2, pick 56, Ozzie Trapillo, the tackle from Boston College. Round 2, pick 62, D tackle Shamar Turner from Texas A&M. Round 4, pick 132, linebacker Ruben Ruben the second from Maryland. Round 5, pick 169, quarterback Zah Frazier from UTSA. Oh, I love that pick. Round 6, number 195, Luke Neiman, guard from Michigan State. And round 7, pick 233, running back Kyle Monangai from Rutgers. Listen, I want to be very, very upfront and clear. The Colston Loveland pick, I was not high on day 1 of the draft. I thought he was definitely a first-round pick. I had him more in the 20s. Apparently, I was wrong on him. There was actually, I saw a report that there were many teams that had Colston Loveland above Tyler Warren. And these aren't just from, like, ML Football on Twitter. Like, this is actually from, like, accredited national writers that put their name on stuff. That Colston Loveland was above Tyler Warren on boards. Because Colston Loveland's more that prototypical tight end. He's more of a George Kittle. While Tyler Warren is more of a Brock Bowers, where they'll go more out at wide receiver. While Colston Loveland is a strict, I'm going to run down the seam and block. That's my game. So again, maybe it's not awful, but it's not high on my board. Luther Burden is a very good pick at number 39. I didn't have Luther Burden as a first round pick, and neither did most of the NFL. So I'm happy that that's where I saw him going. I see him as Cortland Sutton on the high end in the NFL, and Cortland Sutton was like a second or third round pick. So that value and that estimation came out pretty well. Ozzie Trapillo, I'm not super high on, but again, I'm gonna let Ben Johnson cook. They have drafted and developed amazing offensive linemen in Detroit under his reign. So I'm going to let him cook and see maybe Ozzie Trapillo I'm wrong on, but I'm not super high on that pick. I thought there were better tackles like a Johnny Cornelius, Emory Jones that were available. Then at number 62, Shamar Turner. It's okay. I think they have a really deep defensive tackle room. Interesting. But Zach Frazier at 169, that is a dude who I think can actually play for you right away. Same with Kyle Monangai. If they don't get Nick Chubb, I think a room of DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai, and whoever else they have in that room, they got guys who can play every down. They got guys who can, be first and second down guys. Then they have Kyle Monangai to handle the third and fourth down. He's a very good pass catcher. Oh, I think he'd be a really valuable pick. I'm gonna give that a B+. I'm high on that Bears draft. Then the Cincinnati Bengals at round 1, pick 17, grabbed Shamar Stewart, edge from Texas A&M. Round 2, 49, they grabbed linebacker Demetrius Knight from South Carolina. Round 3, pick 81, grabbed guard Dylan Fairchild from Georgia. Round 4, pick 119, they grab a linebacker Barrett Carter from Clemson. Round 5, pick 153, they grab tackle Jalen Rivers from Miami. And round 6, 193, they grab running back Taj Brooks from Texas A&M. I'm actually higher on this draft than a lot of other people are. The only pick I really didn't like was Shamar Stewart. The reason I say that is because Shamar Stewart is a very athletic guy, but he's not a great football player yet, right? He is very athletic, tested very well. If you watch football, you see like, okay, this guy is going to be special. The issue is he went to the Cincinnati Bengals, who are awful at developing defensive linemen. We've seen them consistently draft and sign and trade for defensive linemen and it not work out because they are horrendous at developing not only just defensive linemen, they're bad at developing, right? They took guys like T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. Who else have they drafted? Like, that's what I'm saying. They no offensive linemen they have drafted and developed. No defensive linemen they've drafted and developed. There are no linebackers I would say they've drafted and developed into really good linebackers. They had like Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt peak for 1 year, and then they just sucked. They can not draft or develop secondary guys. Like Cam Taylor-Britt is the highest drafted and developed guy so far, and he's not even a Pro Bowler. Like, they can't draft and develop at all. And Shamar Stewart is the number one guy that you would have to draft and develop, and he went to the wrong team. Demetrius Knight, I like that pick. I think he can actually play for you day one. Dylan Fairchild, it's a little bit of a reach at number 81. I had him more in the hundreds, but Dylan Fairchild is still a very good guard. I think can start for you day one. Barrett Carter is going to give you snaps day one. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I think he'd be a really good role player. Jalen Rivers, very big, bulky tackle. I just don't think he went to the right team that's going to develop him. And then Taj Brooks, that's a good pick. I'm pretty big on Taj Brooks. That dude, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was actually my sleeper running back going into this draft. I made a whole video on, like, a hidden gem. That dude, he can, like, play an entire 5 game stretch and you never see a little bit of dirt on him. Like the way he maneuvers tacklers is really good. The issue is I just don't think I don't think it's a good draft. Like they got guys I think if they went to the right team could develop into really good players, but this team has not shown the ability to draft and develop. I'm gonna give them a C plus. Like it's just guys I think you need to develop, and this team can't develop. That's the only issue. Then the Cleveland Browns, my Cleveland Browns, at round 1, pick 5, they grabbed Mason Graham, D tackle from Michigan. Round 2, pick 33, Carson Schwarzenegger, UCLA linebacker. Round 2, pick 36, running back Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State. Round 3, pick 67, tight end Harold Fannin Jr. from Bowling Green. Round 3, pick 94, quarterback Dillon Gabriel from Oregon. Round 4, pick 126, running back Dylan Sampson from Tennessee. And round 5, pick 144, quarterback Shedeur Sanders from Colorado. So, I am actually pretty high in this draft class. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. At number 5, grab Mason Graham, who was my number 3 prospect in the whole draft. You get him at number 5. That's plus value. Really good run stopper, amazing pass blocker. Him next to Myles Garrett is gonna be scary for the next, for the rest of his career, because I don't think Myles Garrett is going anywhere. I don't care what those rumors are. I don't think he's gonna get traded by the end of his contract. I think he is a Brown for life. Him and Mason Graham are gonna be really good next to each other. I'm really excited. Apparently, Mason Graham and Myles Garrett have already talked about like, hey, we can't wait to play together, and that's really good in my mind. Carson Schwarzenegger is one of the best coverage linebackers in the draft. This tells me that they know JOK is coming back healthy, because if they wanted to go and grab Jahad Campbell, who is basically Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah 2.0, they would have traded above the Eagles to get it. They would have given up more draft capital to move up and grab Jahad Campbell. And I think it helps that the day before the draft happened, that JOK showed up for voluntary workouts and worked out, and like was in the workout room, was lifting weights, was getting healthy for the season. I think that let them off the gas. Like, okay, let's take another style of linebacker, right? We have JOK, the heat-seeking missile. Let's grab Carson Schwarzenegger, the pass coverage guy. And that's exactly what they got in Carson Schwarzenegger. Quinshon Judkins, unfortunately, I think is the Nick Chubb replacement. As much as I love Nick Chubb, I think Quinshon Judkins is pretty obviously the guy that they're going to have replace Nick Chubb's minutes. Play very similarly. At one point was the number 1 rated running back in the nation. Goes to Ohio State, plays in their system. Kind of takes a hit on his value, but I think shows why he's still the number 1 running back. Really good thumper. Then at number 67, grabbing Harold Fannin Jr., the Ohio State born and raised product. I'm very excited about Harold Fannin Jr. He's a tight end wide receiver hybrid, but I do think this means the 12 personnel is coming back. When you have Harold Fannin, you grab 2 quarterbacks who are more accuracy than big playability, and you reinvest in the run game. That's what it tells me. Dillon Gabriel at 94, it's grown on me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've watched a lot of people talk about it, and I see the vision. I do. If you can take a guy who was in college football, success followed him everywhere he went, was very athletic, was very good. I get it. He just wasn't high on my board. He was not, like, he probably would have been underneath Jackson Dart. I probably would have had it Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart, Dillon Gabriel, Tyler Shuck, Will Howard. Like, that's probably how I would have had it. So he definitely was not super far off where I would have got him. But, obviously with a pick later on, I'm more happy than it is that we got that quarterback than Dillon Gabriel. But Dillon Gabriel, it's not awful. We'll see what it looks like. I don't know if he's actually going to play much in the NFL. But at worst, you wasted a 3rd-round pick on a project that just didn't work out. Or if it does work out, awesome. You have a quarterback in the future. Then at 126, you're having Dylan Sampson from Tennessee, a true just dominant outside the tackle runner. I'm excited about that. I think that's the lightning to Quinshon Judkins' thunder, and I think it's gonna be a really good running back duo. And then Shedeur Sanders, obviously at 144, the steal of the draft. This is a dude that, again, is my number 2 quarterback, and should have been a 1st-round pick. More than likely should have been a top 5 pick if everything did go well. I cannot believe he fell to 144, and I'm so excited that we got him. Like, straight up, I'm so excited. He should have gone in the 5th round. He has 1st-round talent. I don't know if he'll play in the first year. I think they might purposely sit him to make him more humble. But for me, that is an A draft. The Dallas Cowboys, round 1, pick 12, grabbed Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama. Round 2, number 44, grabbed Donovan Azaraku from Boston College, or edge. Round 3, number 76, grabbed Siobhan Revel, the corner from Eastern Carolina. Round 5, number 149, Jaden Blue, the running back from Texas. Round 5, 152, linebacker Shamar Jones from Florida. Round 6, 204, tackle Johnny Cornelius from Oregon. Round 7, 217, grabbed D tackle Jay Tuau from UCLA. Round 7, number 239, Phil Moffat, the running back from Clemson. And round 7, 247, D tackle Tommy Akimbazada. I feel so bad for butchering that. The D tackle from Maryland. So, the Dallas Cowboys, I actually think they had a really good draft. I'll say it, I think that grade is an A. Tyler Booker, definitely was not a first round pick in my mind. But again, from all the guys that I respect in the draft world, they didn't have him as a first round pick either. But they understood why the Cowboys reached for Tyler Booker to secure the offensive line. I get it. But you make up for it by grabbing Donovan Azaraku, who was a first round pick in my book at number 44, and Siobhan Revel, who was another fringe first round pick in my book at 76. Both those guys are going to start day one. Donovan Azaraku, opposite of Micah Parsons, is going to be really good. And Siobhan Revel, opposite of, I guess he'll be an outside corner because you have Deron Bland in the slot. And you still have Trey Diggs at cornerback number 1. I think Siobhan Revel is a true number 1 corner. You grab Jaden Blue, a running back from Texas, who again, I think can start for you day 1 at running back in the 5th round. Johnny Cornelius, a project tackle in the 6th round, a really big frame. It's a great draft for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm giving them an A. Then the Denver Broncos, round 1, pick 20, grab Jahdae Barron, corner from Texas. Round 2, pick 60, RJ Harvey, running back from UCF. Round 3, number 74, wide receiver Pat Bryant from Illinois. Round 3, pick 101, edge Savon Jones, LSU. Round 4, pick 134, K. Robinson, the edge from Alabama. Round 6, number 216, punter Jeremy Crawshaw from Florida. And round 7, 241, tight end Caleb Lawner from Utah. Not my favorite draft. Obviously, they start off really strong, grabbing Jahdae Barron. Him and Patrick Surtain are the best cornerback duo in the NFL day 1, especially with all that depth they had at corner, whether it's Riley Moss or any other guys you want to mention at corner. That is a absolute amazing cornerback room, not to mention their safeties that they have, signing over Talanoa Hufanga from the 49ers. That's a lethal secondary. That's an A-plus pick. RJ Harvey, not super high at him, especially at number 60. I thought there were better running backs on the board, but still an okay running back. Pat Bryant, I'm a really big fan of from Illinois. Slower receiver, but I think he has the frame to be a true wide receiver 1 in the right situation. And everyone else that they drafted, I was super high on. Savon Jones, the only guy that I really knew a lot about. So I guess it's okay. But again, Jahdae Barron, you now have the best defense in the NFL going into the 2025 season. Now make it work. But yeah, everything else was an okay pick. I'm high on Pat Bryant, but other wide receivers that fit what they were looking for that they could have taken earlier in the draft. Whether at number 60, you could have gotten one of the Iowa State guys. But yeah, it's an okay draft. I'll give it a B-. Not awful, but I definitely think they could have done more with their picks. Detroit Lions at round 1, pick 28, grabbed Tyleik Williams, D tackle from Ohio State. Round 2, 57, they grabbed Tate Ratledge, guard from Georgia. Round 3, pick 70, wide receiver Isaac TeSlaa from Arkansas. Round 5, 171, Miles Frazier, guard from LSU. Round 6, 196, edge Ahmed Hassanin from Boise State. I love Ahmed. Round 7, 230, safety Dan Jackson from Georgia. And round 7, pick 244, wide receiver Dominic Lovett from Georgia. I am a very big fan of this draft class. I'll say it, Tyleik Williams is probably the worst draft pick of that entire group. Isaac TeSlaa, I'm not gonna speak on him because I never scouted him. I have no idea who that is. When that guy got drafted that high, I was shocked because I did not know anything about Isaac. So maybe the Lions see something. I trust the Lions when it comes to them drafting because I know how good Miles Frazier, Ahmed Hassanin, Dan Jackson, and Dominic Lovett are. And the fact that they got them later in the draft, they must have had Isaac TeSlaa very high. From what I've seen, he's an outside kind of guy. But we'll see. They did had to trade multiple 3rd round picks to move up. So maybe that was a little bit of bad value when it comes to the trade. But again, I think Tate Ratledge was a really good pick at guard, especially knowing that Tyler Booker went off the board in the 1st. But Tyleik Williams, I just didn't think they needed a D tackle. I thought they needed an offensive lineman. I thought that they needed an edge rusher. And they went with D tackle. I thought they were pretty strong last year. But Graham Glasgow and Tate Ratledge and Miles Frazier, That's a really good guard group. Yeah, obviously have the best center in football. You have two of the best tackles in football. This is a very good offensive line that just added a lot of good depth to it. I'm gonna give them a B+. Then the Green Bay Packers. Then the Green Bay Packers at round 1, pick 23, grab Matthew Golden, wide receiver from Texas. Round 2, pick 54, Anthony Belton, tackle from NC State. Round 3, 87, wide receiver Savion Williams from TCU. Round 4, number 124, edge Baron Sorrell from Texas. Round 5, pick 159, edge Colin Oliver from Oklahoma State. Round 6, 198, D tackle Warren Brinson from Georgia. Round 7, 237, Micah Robinson from Tulane. And round 7, 250, guard John Williams from Cincinnati. The only guys that I actually had known any information about were Colin Oliver at 159, Savion Williams, 87, Anthony Belton at 54, and Matthew Golden at 23. It's not awful. It's not a great draft. I'm not super high on it still. They already had a pretty solid group of wide receivers, and they took an additional 2. So to me, that means guys like oh my gosh, they're really good wide receiver. I was really high on coming out of Iowa State a few years ago. Who's been really good for them. Dontavian Wicks. Like, I'm a really high on Dontavian Wicks, but I think this means that, someone's on the outs, whether it's Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks. Someone is not going to be here next year, and that means another team can benefit off of that. I'm not high on Savion Williams. I am high on Colin Oliver. I thought, given him his snap counts, he was a pretty good pass rusher. Anthony Belton was a little bit of a reach. I'm giving that like a B-, a B- draft. Then then with the Houston Texans, no first round pick, but round 2, number 34, wide receiver Jaden Higgins from Iowa State. Round 2, number 48, Arante Ursray, tackle from Minnesota. Round 3, number 79, wide receiver Jalen Knoll from Iowa State. Round 3, number 97, cornerback Jalen Smith, USC. Round 4, 116, running back Woody Marks from USC. Round 6, 187, safety Jalen Reed from Penn State. Round 6, number 197, quarterback Graham Mertz from Florida. Round 7, 224, D tackle Keontae Hamilton from Rutgers. And round 7, 255, tight end Luke Lackey from Iowa. So obviously, A+ day 2 grade, by the way. They did trade back out of the first round, but when it comes to day 2, grabbing both Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, A+, A+, A+. Jaden Higgins was my wide receiver 1 in this class. And Jalen Noel is probably my wide receiver 4 or 5 if I actually went down that far. Seriously, I don't think you guys understand how elite this wide receiver core is in Houston. You have Nico Collins, you have Jaden Higgins, you have Jalen Noel, you have obviously Tank Dell is still injured. We'll see if he plays it all this year. But this is a very deep and very young wide receiver core that if CJ Stroud can't perform with them, I'm gonna be so mad. Because Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel are amazing. Arante Ursray starts for them day 1 at left tackle. He will fight to start day 1, and he'll probably win that job. Jalen Smith, really good corner out of USC. They're at day 2, A++++++. Like, there's no other words I can say. And later down the draft, Luke Lackey, an amazing run blocking tight end. Jalen Reed, a really good run stopping safety. This team is so good. This is an A draft. Like, I'm being serious. I love the trade down. I love the fact that you're able to get both Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. You got your franchise left tackle Arante Ursray. You have Jalen Smith, Jalen Reed, Luke Lackey. The other guys I don't know much about. I didn't really care about them. But, like, you also have Xavier Hutchinson you drafted last year. There are so many wide receivers that I like on this group. It's insane. I'm being serious. It is insane for me how good this wide receiver core is. It's an A draft for sure. Then the Indianapolis Colts at round 1, number 14, tight end Tyler Warren from Penn State. Round 2, pick 45, edge JT Tuimalu from Ohio State. Round 3, pick 80, quarterback Justin Wally from Minnesota. Round 4, pick 127, Jalen Travis, tackle from Iowa State. Round 5, pick 151, running back DJ Giddens from Kansas State. Round 6, 189, quarterback Riley Leonard from Notre Dame. Round 6, 190, D tackle Tim Smith from Alabama. And round 7, pick 232, linebacker Hunter Wohler from Wisconsin. Another A draft. I'm being serious. Like, this is a really, really good draft. So you sit at 14 and you get the best tight end in the class. Because, what the Indianapolis Colts are going to do is ask Tyler Warren to play all over the offensive side of the field to try and open up positions for Anthony Richardson. Then you got JT Tuimalu, who, again, very good edge rusher, really good guy coming off the edge with good strength, a good mix of strength and bendability. I really like JT Tuimalu at number 45. Justin Wally, solid outside corner. I thought, again, there are other corners that were better that they could have taken before. But DJ Giddens is a true starting running back in the NFL at number 151. Him as a receiver behind Jonathan Taylor is going to be really good. You grab Riley Leonard, who's the same mold of Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones that you can develop. And Hunter Wohler is a really good run stopping linebacker. This is a really good draft, man. Again, really good draft because they sat and they made their picks. Like, they didn't do any trades, I don't think. They sat and made their picks and got guys that I would have traded up for. And they let slide to them. And amazing. Really good draft, A, for sure. Then the Jacksonville Jaguars at round 1, pick number 2, because they traded up. Wide receiver corner Travis Hunter from Colorado. Round 3, pick 88, cornerback Caleb Ransaw from Tulane. Round 3, pick 89, guard Wyatt Millen from West Virginia. Round 4, 104, grab the running back Bashal Tutin from Virginia Tech. Round 4, 107, grab Jack Kaiser from Notre Dame, linebacker. Round 6, 194, linebacker Jalen McLeod from Auburn. Round 6, 200, safety Rayon Lane from Navy. Round 7, 221, Jonah Mannheim, safety center from USC. And round 7, 237, running back LaQuint Allen from Syracuse. Honestly, pretty solid draft. Honestly, they traded for Travis Hunter. You leverage future movability with your draft picks. You trade next year's first for Travis Hunter. I do see Travis Hunter as more of a corner, than wide receiver. But I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are a young team. They have a very young head coach, young GM, that I could see them being forward thinking enough to play Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball. So I do see that happening. But in case Travis Hunter does need to take snaps off and is not the number 1 corner, Caleb Ransaw is a very good pick at number 88. True ball hawking corner. But Wyatt Millen is a starter at 89 at guard from West Virginia. That's a starter. Bashal Tutin is a very good running back from Virginia Tech. Good third down back. Jack Kaiser, really good run blocker. Jonah Mannheim can fight for a center starting spot from USC. And Quinn Allen is a pretty good down her running back from Syracuse. I get this draft probably like a B+. Nothing crazy. But I think the fact that they, honestly leverage future ability with their draft picks for Travis Hunter. And we're very active in the draft as well when it comes to trade ups and trade downs. I like it. I'm going to give it a B+. Then the Kansas City Chiefs. Round 1, pick 32, tackle Josh Simmons from Ohio State. Round 2, pick 63, D-tackle Omar Norman Lott from Tennessee. Round 3, number 66, edge Ashton Jelotti from Louisville. Round 3, pick 85, cornerback Noel Williams from California. Round 4, 133, wide receiver Jalen Royals from Utah State. Round 5, 157, linebacker Jeffrey Bassa from Oregon. And round 7, 228, running back Brashard Smith, SMU. Another good draft, man. Josh Simmons, I saw as the number 1 tackle in this class when fully healthy. And so you got him at number 32 to get that 5th-year option on it in case he needs more time to rehab. That's good value. Omar Norman Lott was a little bit of a reach in my opinion. But again, if they needed more help for Chris Jones, I understand it. This D-tackle room got very thin this offseason. A lot of guys left in free agency, and he didn't replace them with anyone. So Omar Norman Lott will probably play day 1. Ashton Jelotti, really good pass rushing specialist. I don't think he'll play every down. I think he'll come in for, probably first down and third down. He'll probably take a down off or 2 every drive. At number 85, grabbing Noel Williams, a true ball hawking corner. Really good value. And the best value of their entire class, 133, wide receiver Jalen Royals from Utah State. This dude can ball. Like, a really good route runner, really good frame, can really maneuver around when he has the ball in his hands. I think Jalen Royals is a really good wide receiver. I had a day 2 grade on him. You got him in the 4th at 133. He was a top, I think, 80 prospect or 70 prospect for me. So you got him at 133, great value. Jeffrey Bassa, a really good run blocking linebacker. Again, it's a really good class. I'll give it a B+. Then the Las Vegas Raiders, another team that got a lot of guys that I liked. Round 1, pick 6, running back Ashton Janty from Boise State. Round 2, pick 58, wide receiver Jack Beck from TCU. Round 3, number 68, cornerback Darian Porter, Iowa State. Round 3, pick 98, guard Caleb Rogers, Texas Tech. Round 3, pick 99, Charles Grant, William and Mary. Round 4, 108, wide receiver Dante Thornton Jr. from Tennessee. Round 4, 135, D-tackle Tonka Hemingway, South Carolina. Round 6, 180, D-tackle JJ Peggs from Mississippi. Round 6, 213, wide receiver Johnny Mellits from Montana State. Round 6, 215, quarterback Cam Miller from NDSU. And round 7, 222, Cody Lindenberg, Minnesota. I love this. I mean, seriously, this might be my first A+ class. You grab Ashton Janty at 6, who is, again, outside of oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. outside of Atlanta Falcons running back. Wow. Why am I blanking on his name? He's on my he's one of my favorite running backs. Oh my gosh, what is the running back's name? The I can't even think of his name. I'm drawing a complete blank. I love him. Falcons running back. Why can't I? Bijan Robinson. Oh my God, Bijan Robinson. I can't believe I couldn't think of Bijan Robinson's name. Outside of Bijan Robinson, Ashton Jancy is my second rated, highest rated running back I've ever scouted. So you got him at number 6, great value. He was my number 4 prospect. You get him at number 6. Jack Beckett number 2. Number 58. Again, another I think just good inside the numbers wide receiver. Awful, again, awful situation that his family went through. But again, number 58, really good value. Darian Porter was a second round pick for me. Yeah, I'm at number 68 in the third. Again, I think he'd be a true number 1 outside corner. Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant, I like that. I do. I think Charles Grant could start for you day one with how pretty bad this offensive line is. I don't think it's the worst offensive line in the world. I think they could definitely use some, improvements. I think Charles Grant could be one of those improvements. You grab both Tonka Hemingway and JJ Peggs at D tackle from South Carolina and Ole Miss. Again, both those guys were high on my board, so you got both of them. And then Cam Miller from NDSU, multi-time NCAA champion Cam Miller. I love that as a developmental 6th round pick. I'm being serious. That's one of my favorite quarterback picks of this class. I was pretty high on Cam Miller. I had him as like a 5th round pick. You got him in the 6th. I think he does a lot of things really well. And you have one of the best head coaches of the last 20 years coaching him. I'm very excited for Cam Miller in Las Vegas. I think there's a real chance that he can fight for a starting job in this room. And then Cody Lindenberg from Minnesota, definitely was more of a 4th, 5th round pick for me. Falls to the 7th. I'm giving this draft class an A+. This is an A+ draft class 10 times out of 10. Then the Los Angeles Chargers, round 1, pick 27, running back Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. Round 2, pick 55, Trey Harris, wide receiver from Ole Miss. Round 3, 86, D tackle Jamari Caldwell from Oregon. Round 4, pick 125, edge Kyle Kennard. Round 5, pick 158, Keandre Lambert-Smith from Auburn. Round 5, 165, tight end Oronde Gadsden from Syracuse. Round 6, 199, guard Branson Taylor from Pitt. Round 6, 214, safety RJ Mickens Clemson. And round 7, 256, cornerback Trickwez Bridges. Again, a really good draft class. Omarion Hampton starts for you day one. Because of the resurgence of running back in the first round, I think Omarion Hampton, not to be mean, was one of the worst rated first round running backs I've had in the last 5 years. I thought he was a first round pick, but I think his value in the second round would have been even more tremendous. But I knew he was going to go in the first round. I had him as a first round prospect. But of all the guys that I've rated as a first round running back of the last 5 years, he's the worst of those running backs. Not trying to be mean. I'm seriously not trying to be mean. I like Omarion Hampton, but it's just being true. Trey Harris from Ole Miss, great value at number 55. There's some rumblings he could have been a first round pick. You know, at 55, again, outside wide receiver, big body for Justin Herbert. Jamari Caldwell, really good run stopping D tackle. He's like 6'7", 350 pounds. Big boy. Kyle Kennard, another South Carolina alumni. Was probably one of the worst ones of South Carolina and Ole Miss. But again, still pretty good, pretty productive. I think in this room with how deep it is at edge and with the Chargers, I think he'll only get a couple of plays a game. We'll see if he can make something of himself. Oronde Gadsden can probably fight for a starting job at tight end. RJ Mickens, really good safety in the 6th round. Great value. I'll give this like a B. I'll give it a B draft. I think it's really good. It got where guys, it got where they need to improve their team. That's all you can ask for. The LA Rams, round 2 pick, again, they trade out of the first round. Round 2 pick 46, tight end Terrence Ferguson from Oregon. Round 3 pick 90, edge Josiah Stewart from Michigan. Round 4 pick 117, running back Jacarius Hunter from Auburn. Round 5 pick 148, D tackle Ty Hamilton from Ohio State. Round 5, 172, linebacker Chris Paul from Ole Miss. And round 7, 242, wide receiver Kanata Mumpfield from Pitt. So I like the early picks, right? Obviously they trade out of the first round and they got a first round pick for it from the Falcons, I want to say. I think the Falcons traded it. But grabbing Terrence Ferguson, again, probably wouldn't have got him in the second round. I probably thought he would be more of a 3rd round pick. I don't know if he was in my top 102 picks, to be honest with you. He might have been a 4th round pick for me. But really good receiver. I mean, I think he broke Oregon's records for single season receptions, yards, and touchdowns for a tight end. So really good receiver, solid run blocker. Josiah Stewart, a lot of guys had as one of the best unmentioned edges in this class. Jaquez Hunter, I think they have a really good running back room. I don't know why they spent a fourth on Jaquez Hunter. Again, they have Blake Corum. They have oh my gosh. This is the issue. I say so many names that I forget important names. Kyren Williams. They have Kyren Williams. They have Blake Corum. Don't know why I needed Jaquez Hunter. Ty Hamilton, a really good run stopper from D tackle. Chris Paul, I think, could start at linebacker for them. It's a pretty good draft. I'll give it a B. Nothing special. There's a lot of, again, a lot of guys that I think are going to play minutes for them. Then the Miami Dolphins at round 1, pick 13, D tackle Kenneth Grant from Michigan. Round 2, pick 37, guard Jonas Savani from Arizona. Round 5, 143, D tackle Jordan Phillips from Maryland. Round 5, 150, cornerback Jason Marshall from Florida. Round 5, 155, safety Dante Trader from Maryland. Round 6, 179, running back Ali Gordon from Oklahoma State. Round 7, 231, quarterback Quinn Ewers, Texas. And round 7, 235, D tackle Zeke Biggers from Georgia Tech. So, not an awful draft. Honestly, Kenneth Grant at number 13. That's exactly where I thought he would go. I thought it was the middle of the first round where he would go. Really good run blocker. Not a great pass blocker is the reason that Mason Graham was better than him. I thought Kenneth Graham was a slightly better run blocker than Mason Graham, but Mason Graham was such a better pass rusher that he was that much better than Kenneth Grant. But still, I have him as a mid-first round pick. He goes at 13. Good value, good value. Not good value is Jonas Savani at 37. They traded up and used multiple picks to move up for him. Did not have him as a high second rounder. The only benefit is that he's played all over the offensive line, and the Miami Dolphins have a bad offensive line, so he can play anywhere for them. At 143, Jordan Phillips, I do have as a third round pick. Great value in the fifth round from Maryland. Same with Jason Marshall, had him as a fourth round pick. He is a great outside corner. They cut a lot of guys this offseason. They are a trade as well. Oh my God, dude, this is what I'm saying. It's so annoying. They had so many names in the NFL, and you can't remember all of them as they're talking. Their number one corner that played in Jacksonville, went to the Rams, and then went to the Miami Dolphins. I can't think of his name. But yeah, he is asking for a trade. I think Jason Marshall can be a cornerback number 2 in the NFL. And their last 3 picks were amazing. Ali Gordon from Oklahoma State. That's a really good rotation running back. Quinn Ewers in the 7th round, I think can have something in him. He turned down multiple NCAA transfer offers to play quarterback. He wanted to come to the NFL. I think it can actually be a solid pick for them. And 283, Zeke Biggers, I had as one of my best undrafted free agent guys. So the fact he went in the 7th, good for them, The Minnesota Vikings, did no trades. I'm shocked. I thought they were actually going to do a couple of trades. They did no trades, so we'll see. Round 1, pick 24, Donovan Jackson from Ohio State. Round 3, 102, Ty Felton, wide receiver from Maryland. Round 5, 139, D-line, Tyrion Ingram Dawkins from Georgia. Round 6, 201, Kobe King from Penn State. And round 6, 202, tight end Gavin Bartholomew from Pittsburgh. Not a great draft class. I would have rathered they trade down from the first round and get more draft capital to get more guys for this team. I do think there are holes in this team that were not filled. But Donovan Jackson, when he stepped up for Josh Simmons when he went down with an injury, and he played pretty well. They designated him as a guard, obviously because they have Brian O'Neill. They have Christian Darrisaw. He's going to play guard for them. Not awful. I'm okay with that. And then in case of injury, can kick out the tackle. Ty Felton at 102. Did not think they needed another wide receiver. I thought the wide receiver room was fine. Not a great pick. Kobe King at 201 is a great pick, though. I had him as a third round pick. I love Kobe King. I think he'll be a really good role player for Brian Flores. And Gavin Bartholomew was more of a local pick, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he's actually from Minnesota. So we'll see. But again, I just can't believe they didn't address any secondary or corner issues. They need corner help. They need safety help. And they didn't draft a single one. Not great, man. Then with the New England Patriots, round 1, pick 4, Will Campbell, tackle from LSU. Round 2, pick 38, running back Travion Henderson from Ohio State. Round 3, pick 69, wide receiver Kyle Williams from Washington State. Round 3, pick 95, center Jared Wilson from Georgia. Round 4, pick 106, safety Craig Woodson from California. Round 4, pick 137, D-tackle Joshua Farmer from Florida State. Round 5, pick 146, edge Braden Swinson from LSU. Round 6, pick 182, kicker Andres Baragles from Miami. I think I butchered that. Round 7, pick 220, tackle Marcus Bryant from Missouri. Round 7, pick 251, lawn snapper Julian Ashby from Vanderbilt. And round 7, pick 257, cornerback Kobe Minor from Memphis. So not a bad draft class. Honestly, Will Campbell be your franchise left tackle to protect Drake May. Travion Henderson is your running back number 1 immediately. Hits checks every box when it comes to franchise running back. Kyle Williams, more of that, we'll see what he is inside of him. But from everyone, again, everyone that I trust, Kyle Williams was a really high pick in their board. They were really high on him. Good route runner, good hands, does everything right. And I think that's exactly what the New England Patriots need. It's just a number one wide receiver, can do everything right. Jared Wilson, I think, can start from day one at center. Braden Swinson, same thing at 146, round 5, edge from LSU. I think he can start for them day one, and Kobe Minor, I would not be shocked if he's their gunner. Very fast corner. I believe he ran a top 5 speed, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he ran a top 5 speed in the NFL Combine at corner. So I think he could probably end up being their gunner, if anything. Then we have the New Orleans Saints. Round 1, pick 9, tackle Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas. Round 2, pick 40, quarterback Tyler Shough from Louisville. Round 3, pick 71, defensive line Vernon Broughton from Texas. Round 3, pick 93, safety Jonas Sanker from Virginia. Round 4, pick 112, linebacker Danny Stutzman from Oklahoma. Round 4, pick 131, cornerback Quincy Riley from Louisville. Round 6, pick 184, running back Devin Neal from Kansas. Round 7, pick 248, tight end Maliki Motavo from UCLA. And round 7, pick 254, edge Fadil Diggs from Syracuse. So, I love the Kelvin Banks pick. Trevor Penning is not going to be your tackle next year. They already did decline his fifth year deal before the NFL draft happened. So now you have Talisi Fuaga and Kelvin Banks as your tackles for the future to protect your franchise quarterback Tyler Shough. I'm not high on that pick at all. I think that's an awful pick. I'm being serious. I think it's one of the worst picks of the NFL draft. That's gonna drop my grade multiple steps. Jonas Sanker from Virginia is a really good value pick. Danny Stutzman, the same thing from Oklahoma. I like that pick. Yeah, then you have a run of Quincy Riley, Devin Neal, and Fadil Diggs, all guys that I had as gems in the 6th, 7th rounds. Great value there, but man, that Tyler Shough pick, this is a C+, dude. Like, you traded up for Tyler Shough as well. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad, man. I really don't like it. I don't like it at all. The New York Giants, though. Now let's talk about the New York Giants. The New York Giants, round 1, pick 3, edge Abdul Carter from Penn State. Round 1, pick 25, quarterback Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. Round 3, pick 65, D-tackle Darius Alexander from Toledo. Round 4, pick 105, running back Cam Scatabo. Round 5, pick 154, Marcus Mbo, tackle from Purdue. Round 7, 219, tight end Thomas Fadone from Nebraska. And round 7, 246, cornerback Corey Black from Oklahoma State. Now in all the draft class, I want to be very clear that the Jackson Dart pick, while I don't like it, they made up for it later in the draft. So Abdul Carter at 3, again, was my number 1 draft pick in the class. You got him at 3. Great value. Skip the Jackson Dart pick for a second. Darius Alexander, I had as a fringe first-round pick. Amazing pass rusher, good run blocker. Got him in the 3rd, great value. Cam Scatabo, I think him and Tyron Tracy are an interesting running back group, and I had him as a 3rd-round pick. You get him in the 4th, great value. Marcus Mbo, tackle from Purdue, I had him as a 3rd-round pick. I think he can easily replace Evan Neal immediately at tackle. You got him in the 5th. That's great value on all 3 of those picks, and then Abdul Carter at 3 instead of 1. Amazing. I am going to let it overlook the Jackson Dart pick. While I'm not super hyped about Jackson Dart, a trade up for him, it's better than the Tyler Shough pick. So I'm going to give them a B+. Because of the value they got on all their other picks, the Jackson Dart pick did not knock it out of the B range. B+, I'm fine with that. Now, moving on to the New York Jets. Round 1, pick 7, tackle Armin Membo, tackle from Missouri. Round 2, pick 42, tight end Mason Taylor from LSU. Round 3, pick 73, cornerback Azarai Thomas from Florida State. Round 4 at 110, wide receiver Arian Smith from Georgia. Round 4, pick 130, safety Malachi Moore, Alabama. Round 5, 162, linebacker Francisco Mawagau from Miami. And round 5, 176, edge Tyler Barron from Miami. Good draft class. I mean, Armin Membo, again, I'm a big fan of Armin Membo. I didn't think he was a top 10 pick worthy, but, whatever, just like Jalen Walker, just like Ted McMillan, I was lower on Armin Membo than the NFL was. That's fine. Pick 7's crazy. I thought that Kelvin Banks should have been picked, so it is going to knock down the grade a little bit. Mason Taylor, I did not have as a high 2nd round pick. Again, I had him as a 3rd round pick. Doesn't knock it down too much, but definitely not enough to, make an issue of it. But Azarai Thomas at 73, as a guy who could actually end up being your cornerback number 2 off the rip, great value. Malachi Moore, I think, could play for you immediately as well as Tyler Barron. Really good picks from there in the 4th and 5th round. So overall, I'm gonna give it a B. Not awful, not amazing, just average. Nothing too bad. Then the Philadelphia Eagles. God darn the Philadelphia. I hate them. I hate them. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. It's very annoying how every year they have an amazing draft class. Round 1, pick 31, linebacker Jahad Campbell, Alabama. Round 2, pick 64, safety Andrew Makubo, Texas. Round 4, pick 111, D tackle Ty Robinson, Nebraska. Round 5, number 145, cornerback McWilliams, UCF. Round 5, pick 161, Smell Mondin, linebacker, Georgia. Round 5, 168, center Drew Kendall, Boston College. Round 6, 181, quarterback Kyle McCord, Syracuse. Round 6, 191, tackle Miles Hinton, Michigan. Round 6, pick 207, Cam Williams, Texas. And round 6, 209, edge Antoine Power Ryland from Virginia Tech. Guess who I had as gems in this class, by the way? Antoine Power Ryland, Cam Williams, Drew Kendall, Smell Mondin, Ty Robinson, Andrew Makubo. Ty Robinson. Every single person that I had as these guys are going to be better than the way they get drafted. Every single one of them went to the Eagles. This is an A+++ draft. You have Jahad Campbell, who I think when healthy is the best linebacker in this class. Andrew Makubo, one of the best safeties in this class. Ty Robinson, very good run-stopping specialist. Smile Mondin, who again I think could be a really good coverage linebacker in the NFL. Drew Kendall can start for you if needed day one out of Boston College. Kyle McCord, high caliber backup quarterback. Cam Williams, I think could be a starter in the NFL. I had a round 2 pick on him. And Antoine Power Ryland, I had a 3rd round pick. You got in the 6th. I hate the NFL. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. They always do what I want. And good job, A+++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++ I hate him, man. It's so annoying. Then the Pittsburgh Steelers, round 1, pick 21, D tackle Derek Harmon from Oregon. Round 3, pick 83, running back Caleb Johnson from Iowa. Round 4, 123, edge Jack Sawyer from Ohio State. Round 5, 164, D tackle Yaya Black from Iowa. Round 6, 185, quarterback Will Howard from Ohio State. Round 7, 226, linebacker Carson Bruner from Washington. And round 7, pick 229, cornerback Dante Kentz from Central Michigan. Sorry, let me change my mind again. The Steelers, the Ravens, and the Eagles. You should just pay me to write up a whole draft board of my favorite draft picks. And you should just take them. Because Derek Harmon, Caleb Johnson, Jack Sawyer, Yaya Black, Will Howard, all of them were in my top 102 picks plus some, right? Yaya Black and Will Howard are probably one of the first 10 guys off of my top 102 picks. They would have been very early 4th round picks for me. You get them in the 5th and the 6th. You get Jack Sawyer in the 4th. I had him as a 3rd round pick. Caleb Johnson getting the 3rd. I had him as a top 10 pick in the 2nd round. And Derek Harmon, I had him as a fringe 1st round guy. You get him at 21. I hate the Steelers. Everything about them. They always draft guys that I like. Same with the Ravens and same with the Eagles. This is an A draft class. Frick! The San Francisco 49ers, round 1, pick 11, grab Michael Williams, edge from Georgia. Round 2, pick 43, D tackle Alfred Collins from Texas. Round 3, number 75, linebacker Nick Martin from Oklahoma State. Round 3, pick 100, cornerback / safety Upton Stout, Western Kentucky. Round 4, pick 113, D tackle CJ West from Indiana. Round 4, 138, wide receiver Jordan Watkins from Ole Miss. Round 5, 147, running back Jordan James from Oregon. Round 5, 160, safety Marquez Sigel from Kansas State. Round 7, 227, quarterback Curtis Rourke from Indiana. Round 7, 249, guard Connor Colby from Iowa. And round 7, 252, wide receiver Junior Burgeon from Montana. So, all the defensive picks of this draft class are an A+, right? Michael Williams, I had as a top 10 guy, and he went number 11. Alfred Collins, really good D tackle, I had as a day 2 pick, goes in the 2nd round. Nick Martin, I think, could start from day 1 in replacement of I'm blanking on his name. The guy that went to the Denver Broncos. Again, it's 1 a.m. and I'm trying to record this video and I can't remember his name. But Upton Stout, I had as a day 2 pick, goes at 100. I love Upton Stout. I think he'll be immediately replacing Talanoa Hufanga. CJ West, I had as a top 100 pick, get him at 113 at D tackle. Jordan James, Curtis Rourke, guys that I thought were just outside my top 102. I think Curtis Rourke, when healthy, can actually be a very high caliber backup, if not a starter in the NFL. You got him at 227, and Jordan James, another running back from Oregon, that is amazing when it comes to avoiding runners. I'm giving him an A-. I love this draft class. It's so annoying how many teams had really good draft classes, because I wish more teams sucked so I could hate them. But no, they all have really good draft classes. Then with the Seattle Seahawks, round 1, pick 18, Gray Zabel, guard tackle from NDSU. Round 2, pick 35, safety Nick Emmanwori from South Carolina. Round 2, pick 50, tight end Elijah Arroyo from Miami. Round 3, pick 92, quarterback Jalen Milroe from Alabama. Round 5, 142, D-tackle Riley Mills from Notre Dame. Round 5, 166, wide receiver Torrey Horton from Colorado State. Round 5, 175, fullback Robbie Oates from Alabama. Fullback love. Let's go. Round 6, 192, guard Bryce Cabeldue from Kansas. Round 7, 223, running back Damian Martinez from Miami. Round 7, 234, tackle Mason Richmond from Iowa. And round 7, 238, wide receiver Ricky White from UNLV. So, the first 4 picks, they cooked. Gray Zabel, A-plus pick. Nick Emmanwori, A-plus pick. Elijah Arroyo, B overall pick. Then Jalen Milroe at 92, A-plus pick. That is a starting offensive lineman. You're Kyle Hamilton for his defense when it comes to Rover. I think he's gonna be amazing next year. If you guys are in a fantasy league where you can draft defense, draft Nick Emmanwori. Elijah Arroyo starts them at tight end. Jalen Milroe, developmental quarterback that if Sam Darnold sucks, they can throw in Jalen Milroe. But I think he's gonna sit in the entirety of his first year and maybe even his second year in the NFL. But you also got Torrey Horton later down the board. Just great value, great value. I'm very happy with this draft class. The rest of the draft picks are just guys that will just sit behind guys and be depth. But the first 4 picks are guys I think can actually give them minutes. Good for them. The Buccaneers, round 1, pick 19, Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver from Ohio State. Round 2, 53, cornerback Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame. Round 3, pick 84, cornerback Jacob Parrish from Kansas State. Round 4, pick 121, David Walker, edge from Central Arkansas. Round 5, 157, edge Elijah Roberts from SMU. And round 7, 235, wide receiver Tez Johnson from Oregon. Again, this is another great draft class. Guys that fell, they let them fall to them and they took them. Honestly, Emeka Egbuka pick's a little shocking. You have Mike Evans, gotta be there for the rest of his career. Really good wide receiver. You just signed Chris Godwin to a $22 million a year deal. You have Jalen Thompson, who did a really good job in his rookie year. And you grab Emeka Egbuka. This wide receiver room is very crowded. I don't know who's going to be sitting the bench. More than likely going to be Jalen Thompson, who I thought proved himself when Chris Godwin was out as being a really good wide receiver 3. And I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. But Emeka Egbuka was more of a luxury pick. They needed edge help, and they got it later on in the draft, but they should have gotten it in the first round. Benjamin Morrison, when healthy, is one of the best corners in this class. But again, injuries. Jacob Parrish is a great depth pick at number 84 for a cornerback. Again, all you really have is Zion McCollum at corner. Now you have Benjamin Morrison and Jacob Parrish to throw in that group. Jacob Parrish more of that slot corner. David Walker, I think, can start from the edge. He's a very good edge rusher from Central Arkansas. Does everything fundamentally right. I'm very high on David Walker. Elijah Roberts, again, I think could be a really good depth piece at edge. And Tez Johnson, if he can get some weight on his frame, I think he'd be a really good wide receiver. I'll give it like a B+. I'll give it a B+. The Tennessee Titans now. Their draft picks, round 1, pick 1, quarterback Cam Ward from Miami. Round 2, pick 52, edge Olu Oladejo from UCLA. Round 3, pick 82, safety Kevin Winston from Penn State. Round 4, 103, wide receiver Chamir Dyke from Florida. Round 4, 120, tight end Gunnar Helm from Texas. Round 4, 136, Elick Enyemanyor, wide receiver from Stanford. Round 5, 167, guard Jackson Slater from Sacramento State. Round 6, 183, cornerback Marcus Harris from California. And round 6, 188, running back Khalil Mullins from Michigan. Not a bad draft class. I'm actually pretty high on this draft class. Obviously, you grab Cam Ward, the cream of the crop at quarterback this class. Olu Oladejo, I think, can be a really good run-stopping edge for you day 1. Kevin Winston, when healthy, is a first-round pick. You get him in the 3rd. That's great value. Gunnar Helm in the 4th round. I think he was easily a 3rd-round pick. Really good deep ball tight end when it comes to up the seam. And a good blocker. Elick Enyemanyor makes up for Chamir Dyke in the 4th. I think Elick Enyemanyor was a 2nd-round pick for sure. Goes in the 4th. And then Khalil Mullins, again, I had another guy in the 4th or 5th round. Goes in the 6th. Great value. Guys, I think can play for you day 1. They should be very happy about that. Very happy about that. I'll give it a B+. Final 2, guys. Final 2. Oh, no, final 1. Washington Commanders. Round 1, pick 29, tackle Josh Connolly from Oregon. Round 2, 61, cornerback Trey Amos from Ole Miss. Round 4, 128, wide receiver Jalen Lane from Virginia Tech. Round 6, 205, linebacker Kane Medrano from UCLA. And round 7, 245, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt from Arizona, running back. Not a bad class. You know, the top 3 picks definitely carried. I don't know a lot about their 6th and 7th round pick. Don't really know them. But again, Josh Connolly, franchise left tackle, way to go. Trey Amos, franchise cornerback 1 in the 2nd, way to go. Should have been a 1st round pick. And Jalen Lane, from everything I'm seeing, he's a smaller frame wide receiver, but he is super fast and a guy you can genuinely like build a wide receiver room around. Very explosive, can play in the slot and outside, very fluid. Everything I'm seeing is that Jalen Lane is a very good pick at 128. Didn't do much learning of him, but Trey Amos is a 1st round pick, goes in the 2nd round, and Josh Connolly is a franchise left tackle. A grade for sure. So the lowest grade was a C+. That what teams were it? C+ went to maybe the Jets. I don't really remember now. I don't really remember who I gave a C+ to. I know the Saints got a C+. Yeah, but not all. The fact that C+ was the lowest grade that I gave out means that this class was very deep and guys got people where they needed to go, and value was great and positional value was great as well. But if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. That's me breaking down the first round. The entirety of the NFL draft. So if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Again, more videos are coming. I'm going to be doing grading each team's off season, where it's going over their trades, their free agent moves, and their draft. That's going to be coming here very soon before the start of the NFL season. So if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace and bye.